Hello, everybody, and welcome to Holman Stadium. It is Marathon Monday down in Boston, and it is baseball weather just barely here up in Nashua. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. We're moments away from the start of this one. Bishop Guertin hosting Bedford here at historic Holman. Tom, who is that masked man over there, by the unmasked man, I meant to say? First time I think I've seen you without a mask in like 2 or 3 years.
That's true, huh?
Yeah.
And Tim O'Neill just is dear in my heart because, again, he separated us so I don't have to be near you. So I'm in my little booth. So
Tom, I have BG 2-0 with 2 decisive wins over Spalding and Wyndham. Are they? There's 2 games in?
Yeah, 2 games in, John. They started last Wednesday, played also on Thursday, back-to-back days. And here they are after a few days off, playing in the chilly air. It was nice earlier in the day, but the game was moved to 6
from 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
2 hours difference.
Yeah, 2 hours difference this time of year can make a bit of difference, especially when the bad weather starts to roll in, and we're going to get some bad weather tonight. But this is a test for BG Bedford. John, we've done a few BG Bedford athletic contests, and we've done a couple of BG Bedford baseball games. One of them a classic game about 3 years ago in the state tournament in the 2019 quarterfinals here at Holman Stadium. So they're always good games, always a big matchup. BG and Bedford met in the championship game back about 8 years ago. So this is big. This is a big test for BG Bedford. Is one of the better teams year in and year out in Division I. Billy Chapman has gotten an excellent program going, and they got Grant Levine, who's in the minor leagues right now in the Colorado organization. I believe it's Colorado. So they've got some pedigree in their short history.
Doing the leadoff will be Ethan Laricello, the center fielder for Bishop Guertin. Looks at a ball outside from Jake Boudreau, the right-hander for Bishop Guertin, the starting pitcher this afternoon.
I don't think BG's hurting for pitching this year. I think they've got a few arms, in the dugout and everything else. And Monday is usually the day where your best pitcher may start, depending on how things go. But remember that they only played 2 games last week, so they could experiment. But
hit to right, high in the air, back to his left is Dante Nieto, and he catches it a step in fair territory. Nice catch by the BG right fielder.
Catch by Nieto. He didn't have to worry about the sun. But, of course,
right.
John Collins, remember, this is, we've been covering, a lot of baseball over the years, a lot of Silver Knights baseball. High school baseball, anytime the ball leaves the bat, it could be an adventure.
Especially early in the season.
The simplest plays could be complicated. So a nice play by Nieto to track that one down in right field and shade it towards the line. But, again, as I was saying, this is usually a day where your best pitcher may pitch, but given the fact that they've only played a couple games, they can mix and match. But, John, these games a little more serious than they were a year ago because there's no regional set up where everybody makes a tournament. It's not an open tournament this year. It's as we experience in all the other sports we've done in the fall and the winter, you got to win to get in, and that's what we got right now.
Cade Corbett, the catcher for Bedford, doing the hitting in the second slot where it's a trend in baseball. Skies one in foul territory as it bounces down the concourse there for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. Trend in baseball now, Tom, putting your best hitter in the second spot in the lineup.
I guess the feeling is he's going to get up more times, right?
Right, and then you still have that leadoff guy you can drive in.
Right. I miss the old days of your top 2 table setters.
Hammered to third. Brandon Mativier up with it cleanly and a nice throw across the diamond.
Great play by Mativier as he was able to keep the ball in front of him. It was hit hard. He kept it in front of him. Didn't panic, scooped it up, and threw to first base for the out.
Yeah, we were talking major leagues, how that's the trend, batting guy second. They make the diamond look small. That's a long throw, even at a high school level. And Mativier right in the chest of the first baseman, Dominic Monaco. Jake Boudreau's working to catcher Max Reardon, who I saw make a nice scoop as he was catching the first 2 batters here. He's got kind of a Tony Pena-like style behind the plate, able to throw that right leg out far, and he looks good back there. So Jake Boudreau working to Reardon. 1 ball and no strike to the 3-hitter Ryan Giuliano, also the starting pitcher today, has got a knock. Base hit the other way.
Well, they've been going the other way. It was, the previous hitter when he pulled the ball, that was a little exception to the rule because he was trying to go to right field as well in his first couple of swings. And Giuliano with a good hit to where they ain't in right field.
J.J. Crespo draws leadoff duty for the Bulldogs this afternoon. We're in the top of the first inning. No score. Jake Boudreau, the starting pitcher for BG, dealing with a base runner now. First pitch swinging. Crespo fouls it off to the right.
Yeah, that time Boudreau came inside. Did not go with the off speed to the outer part of the plate that Bedford's been sitting on. He came inside and right at him. Good attack pitch.
So the 0-1 as he glances over his shoulder at Giuliano. Be surprised to see Coach Chapman, Billy Chapman, send Giuliano in this situation, considering he is the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs.
Well, he doesn't look like he's hanging around first base waiting for the third out. Right now, he's got an aggressive lead.
Yes, he does. He's out at where the cutout is. That's how we usually measure it. Nice breaking ball there. Front door curve, it looked like, from Boudreau to pick up strike two.
Yeah, Boudreau's going to have to mix it. You can't have Bedford sitting on one type of pitch or the other. He's going to have to mix up his pitches.
Now, Tom, I know Bedford and BG, they always take each other seriously no matter what the sport is, but Bedford coming off a real smackdown at the hands of Pinkerton, losing 18-0. That one's ripped deep into the left center field gap. It's going to be a long run for Korkalakis to track this down, and Bedford's going to break that scoreless drought. They lost 18-0 to Pinkerton, but they have a run here, a clutch and booming two-out double by J.J. Crespo plates the Bulldogs' first run.
Well, Crespo hits cleanup, John, and that's still a traditional spot for your RBI guy, and boy, did he nail that pitch. He drove it all the way to the wall on one hop. And in one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, left center field. So a great hit by Crespo, and he got a hold of one. He took a fastball, and he just drilled it.
You see Korkalakis is playing right where he was for Crespo, and that ball, it was a long run for him. It's good that they kept Crespo to just a double, but there's two outs. He is in scoring position.
All right, now you want to minimize the damage if you're Boudreau. You talk about that Pinkerton game. Pinkerton's far and above the best team right now for what everybody says in the division, but pitching matchups also, you don't know what that was all about. So we'll see what happens. Pinkerton is going to play Nashua South here at Holman Stadium next Saturday at 4 o'clock, and they'll be the home team. There's a special four-game event here next Saturday.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. Morning, noon, and night.
Yeah, 10, 1, 4, and 7. BG has got the 7 o'clock game against Portsmouth, and I saw Portsmouth in the opener here against National North. They're pretty good.
And, of course, that depends a lot on the weather, as everything does at this time of year. So the BG umpires on the first base stands wanted that to be the punch-out at the end of the inning, but just off the plate inside.
He's been ahead 1-2 both times. I mean, Crespo drilled a 1-2 pitch. Ooh. Almost hit him. Boy, how did that not hit him?
Armand Rollo, the third baseman for BG, batting here in the 6th spot with a chance to get home another run with a 2-out hit. Jackknifes out of the way of that inside fastball. So it's Boudreau looking for the sign. 2-2. The pitch, sky to center, straight up the chute, and this time Korkalakis hardly had to move as he puts it away for out number 3. But Bedford gets one in the top half of the first inning, and BG coming up for the first time.
Well, 2 timely hits, a base hit to right with 2 outs and nobody on, and then all set to go after a booming double that, maybe BG did a good job to keep him to a double, John. It could have been a triple as it went all the way to the wall.
I agree.
Yep. John Collins, you take it for the next inning or so solo, next inning and a half. I'll be down taking some photos. I'll be back up in just a little bit.
All right, Tom King, it's a deal. We'll have Tom back during this broadcast as we bring it to you on Nashua TV. Our cameraman Tim O'Neill, once again, our executive producer Pete Johnson on hand as well here at Holman. Our first baseball game of 2022 on Nashua TV, and it's a good one. Bedford versus BG. Bedford coming off a beatdown at the hands of the Pinkerton Astros in Bedford. 18-0. The Astros won that one, so Bedford dropped to 1-2 on the young season. They also started out their season with the shutout on the winning side. They won 10-0 against Keene. Thank you. And so they had high hopes that maybe they were going to run the table, but instead they ran into that Pinkerton team that Tom talked about being so highly touted this season. So let's see what transpires here today. Every game different because a lot depends on who's pitching. If you're a veteran baseball fan of any sort, you know that very well. Red Sox fell at the hands of the Twins today in Boston Marathon Monday, the game at Fenway Park. So they ended up splitting that series with the Twins. April baseball here in New England. And taking the hill for the Bulldogs, Ryan Giuliano, who scored the game's first run. A 2-out single to right and then plated by his right fielder, J.J. Crespo, with the double. So 1-0. Giuliano taking the hill with a 1-0 lead of his own making. The 2-0 pitch, the leadoff batter for BG, hits it high and down the line, and sort of reminiscent of the first batter for the Bulldogs, nearly flied out to the foul line. Instead, this one drifts well out of play. Cam Thiebold, the left fielder, with leadoff duty here for the Cardinals to try to start something up. Got to keep everything pinned down. There's a brisk breeze blowing into the press box here at Holman Stadium. That's looked like kind of a change up there from Giuliano. Got to gauge what type of speed that he is pitching at. Cam Thiebold certainly is as the leadoff batter. Foul tips that. That was up. He's probably going to ask the umpire if that would have been a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle here by the Cardinals leadoff batter as the count's gone full. And the right-hander, Giuliano, deals. Fisted foul off to the right. The bat went flying out of Thiebold's hands to the backstop. No harm. Nobody was in the area as it went toward the on-deck circle of the Bulldogs. You don't see that too often with the rubberized bat grip on aluminum bats and batting gloves. You don't see the bat slip out of hands too often, but if you're going to see it, probably in April. Foul tipped into the mid-high heat there from Giuliano. He stayed up. That might have been ball 4. We'll never know, but swinging through it, might have got a little piece of it. It sounded like Thiebold strikes out swinging. 1 up, 1 down here in the BG first. Trying to make up that run. The Bulldog zone. Shaking off the catcher, Cade Corbett, is Giuliano, and then he delivers. Very deep to center. Toward his left, though, and getting the measure of it is Ethan LaRochelle, and it just turns out to a sky-high fly ball. Evan Kaplow flies out. That was the first pitch swing for Kaplow. Might have been a changeup from Giuliano. It appeared to maybe shake off the fastball there, and it was the right decision. That one's down and in. First pitch fastball to Dominic Monaco. Would love to do what Bedford did, and that is start a 2-out rally here in the first. Ground ball to the right side. Maddox Muir has it, and Muir, solid defensive work there in the infield, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Giuliano. The Bedford pitcher retires. The Cardinals in order. So we'll go to the top of the second inning, a 1-0 Bedford lead. A 6 p.m. start here at historic Holman Stadium. The game was originally scheduled to begin at 4, and apparently some busing difficulties on the part of Bedford High School forced a delay of a couple of hours to get both teams here to the field in time to warm up and play. And as Scott Painter, the BG coach, the head coach, said with a smile as he handed me the starting lineup, it only makes about 20 degrees difference in the game start temperature. In April, that can be I think he was exaggerating, but it's probably somewhere around 10 degrees at least. And what was a 60-degree day? Probably closer to 50 now. So we have Bedford up for the second time. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in this inning for the Bulldogs. Starting with first baseman Connor Bergeron. Bergeron also a right-handed batter facing the right-handed throwing Jake Boudreau, who throws a changeup low. Ball 1. Boudreau with that classic delivery, nothing too unusual. Has gone 2-0 on behind in the count to a couple of Bedford batters early. That one almost hits him. So it's 3 balls and no strikes to Connor Bergeron. He'd love to get on base and start something anew here in the top of the second inning, as Bedford does have a leadoff batter aboard by way of a 4-pitch walk. Bergeron trots down to first base, and that'll bring up Carter Crowley, the designated hitter for Bedford. He's actually DHing for the Bulldogs' second baseman, Max Muir. Giuliano hitting for himself. The Bedford pitcher has scored the game's only run. A strike on the upper inner, and that's more like what Jake Boudreau wants to do, get ahead of the hitters if he can. So Crowley didn't particularly like that one as it crowded him up and in. Checking on the runner over at first base. Not the biggest lead over there for Bergeron. Dives back in safely. Base umpire today, our old friend Jeff Kleiner. The pitch. Ripped to left, sinking fast, but into the glove of the charging Cam Diebold. Nice defensive work in left field. A great read off the bat. You could see him step in right on contact and continue on to glove that one before it could get down. Good piece there by Carter Crowley, but right at the BG left fielder. So still a man aboard, but now 1 out to the 8 hitter, Patrick Fortis, the shortstop. Fortis also a right-handed batter. Pretty close over there at first on those pickoff attempts by Boudreau, even though Bergeron doesn't have a huge lead. Fortis first pitch swinging, golfs one to left center, and coming in and to his right, Korkalakos gloves that one for out number 2. That was what was made that double by Crespo so surprising in the first inning, is this stiff wind that seems to be blowing into our faces here above home plate at Holman. It was a surprise to see any ball go that far in these conditions. A 2-out double is the difference in the game. Bedford on top 1-0 as Boudreau now pouring that first pitch strike over for consecutive batters is ahead in the count on Dom Tagliaferro. Left fielder batting in the 9 spot. Grounds it on a hop. Back to Boudreau. He'll escort the ball over to first base and flip to Dom Monaco for out number 3. Bedford does get a base runner on a leadoff walk, but the sabermetricians out there will be surprised to know that the leadoff walk did not come back to haunt the BG starting pitcher that time. They strand him at first base. Go to the bottom of the second inning. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. Game scheduled for 7 innings here at Holman. Scott Painter, the head coach of Bishop Guertin, and Billy Chapman, the head coach of Bedford. When I heard that name, it reminded me of the Kevin Costner movie where he plays a baseball pitcher. And
For the Love of the Game?
For the Love of the Game. Wow, that's a good get there, Tim. I was about to look up the name of the movie so that then I could see what his character name was in it. And that's exactly what it is, the love of the game. Okay. And Tim's helping me look it up. Yep. We are on BCTV. Welcome our Bedford viewers. Best place to be in your warm living room or finished basement right now in the warmth of indoors in April, and watching Nashua TV or BCTV telecast of this high school game. And a couple of good pitchers going at it here as Ryan Giuliano starts off the four-hitter in the BG order. Max Reardon with strike one, misses up high there though, and it's 1-1 is the count. Giuliano retired BG 1-2-3 in the first inning. It's Reardon, the catcher for Guertin, leading off and rips it to left. This one is going to hang up there though. We've seen two line drive outs in successive at-bats for BG and Bedford. That one caught in left field by Dom Tagliaferro, who also got a good first step jump right off the bat. Reardon, who hit the ball very, very well, about 100 miles per to left field. So trying to find an opening out there, these Bedford and BG hitters. That one misses off the plate outside to Ryan Haskell, the designated hitter for the Cardinals, is in fact batting for the pitcher, Jake Boudreau, as he looks at a ball outside, now a ball that squirts away inside. 2-0 the count on Haskell. Guertin looking for their first base runner of the game. It's Billy Chappell. Chapel, like the church.
Yeah.
So Billy Chapman not far off. The Kevin Costner character, and For the Love of the Game. And that's off the butt end of the bat, and it goes to the screen, and no argument from Ryan Haskell. You see some guys like shake their hand when that happens usually, and it's cold today, so that's got to be all bat. That's amazing. That goes as a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. This one is strike 3 on the outside corner. I don't know if, even though he didn't get hit in the hand, Haskell might have been shaken up a little bit by that event there when the ball hits him in the knob end of the bat and goes to the backstop screen over by the on-deck circle. And certainly Giuliano wasn't rattled as the Bedford right-hander came right over the outside edge of the plate. And now it's the same spot, but it's inside to the left-handed batting Luke Anderson, who's going to try to start something with 2 outs here. Ball 1. 1-1 is the count to Anderson. His first time up here in the second inning. BG looking for their first base runner. Swung on and missed, so it's 1-2. Good mix of pitches and locations by Ryan Giuliano. He's been inside, outside, up and down. Let's see what he comes up with here on 1-2. Kind of a waste pitch up and away. Let's see if he comes back inside. Working to Cade Corbett, the catcher for the Bulldogs, who's looking over into the dugout for the signs. It's being relayed probably by Chapman. That's a slow curve, waved at and missed. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Bedford starting pitcher, Ryan Giuliano. Impressive so far through 2 full. A 1-0 Bedford lead here at historic Holman Stadium. The flag has the appearance of being stuck in the pine tree, right? Was it like that earlier, you think?
I did the game.
Oh.
BG. When
And it was like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
it was kind of windy too. It never moved.
Yep. Well. Wyndham.
Thursday.
Inside. Trying to look at the warm-up pitches. So Bedford looking for their second run. They lead this one 1-0 as we go to the top of the third inning here at Holman. Jake Boudreau back out for more work for the Cardinals. Swung on and missed. Big hack there. Ethan LaRochelle. As Bedford's back to the top of the order, he flied out to right to start the ball game. A fly ball that was just a foot fair down the right field line, gloved by a hard-charging Dante Nieto to his left. As Tom King pointed out, no sun in right field to deal with. That's off the inside of the left leg of Boudreau, and Boudreau has no chance to get the leadoff batter, Ethan LaRochelle, as he sped down to first base. No chance at all for Boudreau, as by the time he picked it up, LaRochelle was only a few running strides from first base. Hopefully, Boudreau's not even going to hesitate to go right back and pitch here, as he took that ball off his leg, but apparently none the worse for wear, as he gets ready to face Cade Corbett. Third hit of the game for the Bulldogs, bunting the man to second base. Tough play, and it's not going to be in time. It's down the line. The double pump that time by Mativier, and he probably shouldn't have thrown it, as he had difficulty getting it out of the glove. A very nice bunt by Cade Corbett. He was going to sacrifice on that, but I'm going to put it as a sack bunt and an error on the third baseman, Mativier. All the way to third base goes LaRochelle. So best case scenario for the Bulldogs, they sacrifice but don't have to give up an out. First and third with nobody out here, top of the third inning. Boudreau misses on the inside corner, at the knees. Great pitch. Facing Ryan Giuliano, who singled through the right side his first time up and scored the game's only run. Bedford with a great chance to add to their lead here. Ground ball to the shortstop. BG's going to give up the run, try for the double play, and they turn it. Oh, it was a great looking middle infield play, but somehow first baseman Dominic Monaco got handcuffed by a throw that appeared to be a good foot or so off the ground. So actually a nice turn by Luke Anderson and Kaplow in the middle, and the ball just got through Monaco, who was stretching toward his left. Ball did not appear to bounce, so that's gonna, you can't assume an error. I can't assume a double play, so there is no error charged, but BG really should have had a double play. First pitch stealing, Bedford's got it. Taking off from first on the what appeared to be a breaking ball. Giuliano now has a run batted in.
There's a runner on second and they scored.
And a run scored in this game. The starting pitcher for Bedford, the star of the game so far, has retired BG's first 6 batters and has scored a run and knocked one home. And now he's got a stolen base on top of it, just filling up the score sheet. Ryan Giuliano is J.J. Crespo, the dangerous right-handed hitter who had a booming double his first time up. Looks at 3 balls. 3-0 is the count to Crespo. Plays right field for the Bulldogs. In the driver's seat here. Let's see if he's swinging on 3-0. After that hit he got in the first inning, you would think maybe he is. Looks at it all the way. It would have been a good pitch to hit, but he takes it. 3 balls in 1 strike. Evan Kaplow, the second baseman for BG, trying to keep Giuliano close to second. He's got a modest lead out there. The pitch is up and in, and a good take by Crespo. Also good to avoid getting hit by that up and in fastball. And he has a 5-pitch walk. So first and second. Crespo on for the second time in this game also. Ethan LaRochelle started the inning. getting on base, sacrifice to second. Actually, he got an infield hit off of the leg of Jake Boudreau. So it's been a rough inning for Boudreau. Took one off the body. La Rochelle got a board. Sacrifice bunt went awry for BG. First and third. Fouled off to the right. Armand Rollo, third baseman, flew out to center field in the first inning. Fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 2 on for the Bulldogs, who lead this 2-0 here in the top of the third inning. Boudreau being forced to throw a lot of pitches in this frame. The 1-1. The runner's going. Throw to thirds into left field. And that's going to be the third run of the game as Ryan Giuliano sprints across home plate. That will go on as an error on Max Reardon. The catcher throws one wide to the right of third base. No chance for Metivier to glove that one. And it appears that either Giuliano went on his own or the trail runner, J.J. Crespo, might have missed the sign because he was not stealing on that pitch, or he probably would be at third base. He was just watching as Giuliano took off a third, stole the base. That's 2 steals for Giuliano, and the error on the catcher means he's scored twice in this game. Has Giuliano, 2 of the 3 Bedford runs. Still only 1 out here in the third inning. And Armand Rollo working with a 2-2 count. Jake Boudreau looking in for the sign from Reardon. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Boudreau with a strikeout. And now throwing a lot of strikes, Boudreau. Top of the third inning. 0-1 pitch on the way. Carved off to the right. Look out. 1-1. 0-2 will be the count to Connor Bergeron. Connor had a 4-pitch walk his first time up, leading off the second inning as Bedford is batted around here in the third. Up and away, 1-2. Not quite batted around. There'd be 3 more batters needed for that, but Connor Bergeron is up here in consecutive innings. Batted in the second inning, now here trying to keep the third inning alive. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position is Crespo, and a 2-2 count on the Bedford first baseman. Boudreau's pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So he gets a couple strikeouts in the inning, but the Bulldogs add 2 more runs. And after 2.5, going to the bottom of the third, BG trailing 3-0 here at Holman. So the Cardinals have the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the bottom of the third inning. Still looking for their first base runner. Facing Ryan Giuliano, who misses up and away. Wonder if Ryan's fatigued whatsoever from his 2 jaunts around the bases here in the first couple innings. He's scored 2 runs, knocked 1 in. Figured in all 3 runs for the Bulldogs. And has managed to face the minimum number of Cardinals batters so far as he misses up. Again, 2 balls and 1 strike the count to Brendan Metivier, batting for the first time this afternoon in the 7 spot. Bends back from 1 up around the chin. 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, Guertin would love to get their first base runner up onto the base to start things here in the third inning, especially somebody in the bottom of the order. Working really quickly is Giuliano, and he throws a strike that's fouled very high and out of play. It comes down actually in the concourse over on the left. What wind there is here seemed to push that one further and further out of play. So the count has gone full to the leadoff batter here in the third inning for the Cardinals, Brendan Metivier, facing Ryan Giuliano. A 3-ball, 2-strike count on Metivier as Giuliano rocks and throws. Foul tipped into the mitt, strike 3. So Giuliano now piling up some strikeouts. Dante Nieto, right fielder for Guertin, the 8 hitter in the order. Hits it to right center, and it's going to hang up there. Sliding catch made. A beautiful defensive job by J.J. Crespo to read that one and get underneath it. Taking a hit away, at least a single away from Nieto, who had got a nice piece of that one. I've seen some really good outfield jumps here this afternoon. And not having that glaring sun in your face is probably helping the cause of the outfield. There's also that wind kind of drifting in. Ground ball. Shortstop to his left is Fortis. Throws it over everything to first base. Circling back to the bag. Luke Korkolakos, the first base runner of the game for the Cardinals. And we'll have to go with E6 on that. Luke did get down the line, put some pressure on the D by hustling, but I think a good throw from Fortis gets the runner, and that would have ended the inning. Instead, it continues to the top of the order now. Cam Thibault struck out in about a 7 or 8 pitch at bat to start the game. Looks at strike 1. Looked like a changeup, the bottom of the zone from Giuliano. Has to throw some extra pitches here. Nearly had retired 9 in a row. The pitch inside. 1-1 is the count as Thibault jumps back out of the way. That's also inside off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Cardinals left fielder, Cam Thibault. Pitch also off the plate inside. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Evan Kaplow flied out on deck. 2-hitter. Would love to get a chance here. There goes the runner. And that might have hit him, but it's not an issue. Anyway, it's ball 4. Spinning out of the way was Thibault. Apparently it didn't clip him. I think the ump would have indicated that. So it's a walk with 2 out, 2 on now for the Cardinals here in the third inning. An opportunity to get their first run and cut into this 3-0 deficit. Evan Kaplow up there facing Giuliano for the second time. The pitch Strike on the outside corner. Great location there from Giuliano. Kaplow appears to be standing right on top of the plate. Maybe he likes it inside. 0-1 down the middle, chop to third, and bobble. And what do we have? They're going to go to home plate for the call. Kleiner didn't have a good angle on it. Now they're going to talk about it. Apparently Jeff didn't have a good angle on the foot race to third, and there's been no call made yet. Neither out nor safe has been called by the umpires. And now, and a very important decision here, Bedford thinks they have it. They're going to call him out. Wow, the Bulldogs were just about completely off the field, and the issue was totally undecided. Scott Painter wants to know who made that call and why. That was unusual. It is a two-man crew. It is more difficult to get a good angle and an up-close view of any play on the bases. Can't take a good angle and a good view for granted with two umpires. Kleiner was about the base umpire was a good 70 feet away, I'd say, 75 feet away from that play at third base. The bobble by Rollo, he picked it up, the rolling ball, and he tried to beat the base runner to the bag. Now, Korkalakos, who slid into third, was making it a close play, and Kleiner didn't feel comfortable coming up with the call right away. He pointed, instead of calling it out or safe, he pointed at the home plate umpire and said, "What do you have?" And the home plate umpire didn't have anything right away until they talked about it. And now Scott Painter is talking to both umpires about what just happened. You don't see that too often. The delay and the out call at third base. But it is the third out of the inning. Fielder's choice, unassisted. Rollo steps on the bag and gets Kaplow. All right. Actually got Korkalakos at third. That was a big call because it would have been bases loaded for the three-hitter Monaco.
Well, John, photo I have shows the third baseman has just inches away from the bag.
Oh, I was going to say, did you actually get it?
Yeah, I got it close. So, to just go through it one more time.
I thought it was the right call.
I thought it was too, but you know what?
It was close, but I thought they got it right.
They got it right, but I don't think they knew, John.
Yeah, you don't see that every day.
That's Cy Tebbets, the base umpire. Okay.
Oh, the base umpire is Cy Tebbets?
Yes,
I said it was Jeff Kleiner. I apologize. Yeah.
No, and I don't know who the home plate umpire was, but the home plate umpire didn't know. You could tell because he didn't make a decisive call right away.
No.
Right? When Cy went to him and pointed to him, he didn't make a call. He called timeout to talk to Cy.
Yep.
So. Now, Bedford, it's very close.
Welcome back to the booth, Tom. I'm sensing that you got cold out there.
I did.
It's raw. It's what it is now. Leadoff walk. The temperature, the conditions might be playing into the command that these pitchers do or do not have at this point. So Bedford's leadoff batter is aboard. Carter Crowley. Yeah, I think you got it. Well, that's a good one. You could publish that one since it was a key play. And close play at first, but there will be no need for a safe call as everybody can see the ball got away. So Patrick Fortis.
So you can see how close that was.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, Patrick Folis, Foulis is the batter. Showed bunt's going to hit away. Strike called over the outside corner.
Well, aside from that long double that we saw earlier, Bedford basically takes advantage of BG's mistakes defensively and also runs the bases very well.
Yeah, a couple of errant throws.
Yeah, force some mistakes.
Modest lead over there at first, trying to bunt it and stealing on the missed bunt.
Yeah.
No contact. It's a stolen base.
Again, they're going to do those little things. You know, the old Bedford teams that used to pound you. You know, these Bedford teams now, lately, are more, you know, just playing high school ball. You know, which is basically run the bases and force mistakes.
Right. Now, Boudreau wants to talk to his catchers, so Max Reardon trots out to the hill for a quick convo.
Well, Boudreau showed you something with those 2 strikeouts.
Yeah.
You know, to end the inning last inning. Otherwise, that could have been a big inning.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, it was already 3-0. You got 2. You know, you got runner on.
Disasters.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of disaster there.
3-0 Bedford leads, and that one is fouled off to the right. Decent showing of fans here, considering the conditions right now, and
It's freezing out there, Jim.
yeah,
It's the wind. I
yeah.
mean, it's the wind. It's, you know, the temperature's not great, but the wind. There's a bit of a wind out there that's
And
just enough to drive you crazy.
another strikeout.
Yeah, great pitch by Boudreau. I tell you what. I mean, you know, he's got the one mistake for the, you know, for the RBI double. Other than that, I mean, a shot back to the mound that, you know, he didn't even want to see the trainer. There was no attention at all. You know, so tough kid.
A 1-out bunt here. Trying to bunt for a hit was Tagliaferro.
Well, you know,
hitter.
I would in high school. I would do that a lot.
Do more, yeah.
I would do that a lot. You force high school kids to make mistakes.
I used to bunt a lot in high school.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see you bunting a lot, driving people crazy.
Yeah. I used to try to do that thing where you like almost out of the box and you bunt to third base. Very high to shallow right center.
Well, you gotta have
And
one of them's gotta call it.
Corcalacos.
Yep.
Nope, actually gives way to Nieto, the right
Yeah,
fielder.
Nieto had to call it. Somebody had to call it. That looked almost like it was a collision in the making.
Yeah. Communication is key in that situation, and BG does a good job. So 2 out, strikeout and a fly out, as Boudreau doing his best to strand that runner, who is in scoring position, Carter Crowley. Looks like he's got one of those quarterback pouches out there to keep his hands warm in the front. They're talking about the runner at second base.
Yeah.
And to another mound visit here, Reardon and Jake Boudreau. The electronic the wristband must not be working, Tom.
I can't believe those things.
I can't either. You know, I love watching games that Dennis Eckersley calls because he knows every sign that you put him down. And then it's driving him crazy that he can't see what it is when they use those things. Nice pitch on the inside corners. Reardon paints. 0-1. He's been ahead of the batters a lot after falling behind earlier in the game. The 0-1 pitch is waved at 0-2. A pitch that was probably down and away. Looked like Boudreau actually missed his spot as Reardon appeared to set up over the inside corner. But best case scenario for Boudreau, he's ahead in the count 0-2. Now way outside target. You can see Reardon setting up over the left-handed batter's box just about, but getting a piece was Bedford's Ethan LaRochelle, who's actually up there for the 3rd time in this game, batting here in the 4th inning, up for the 3rd time. The pitch popped. Is it playable? No, it's in the seats. So Boudreau gets a new baseball, a new A1010. I think that's the model they're still using, Wilson A1010.
Whatever it is, it's warmer than I am.
You don't want to get hit by it like he did, though, in the leg from this batter, Ethan
I tell you,
LaRochelle.
didn't budge.
No,
you know, jumped
he
up,
didn't
went
flinch.
right, tried to get the play, make the play, and
You know, conditioning and weight training is a big thing now in baseball. It didn't used to be in the old days, but it looks like, I got to say, Jake Boudreau looks like he's been in the weight room. He's got pretty solid legs there for a pitcher. And he took one off there, and it bounced away, and Didn't even flinch. 1-2.
You got some kids in the stands with shorts on.
Yeah, you're right.
Good Lord.
I see a few.
Yeah.
And there's people with blankets. The older folks, the smarter folks. That one misses low and away.
If I had known it was like this,
You would have brought a blanket?
Well, when Pete called me today, I would have said, "Oh, Pete, I don't feel so good."
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a man at second. And it's the, I don't know if they're keeping track of mound visits, but 3
there's
in
no
this
limit.
inning.
No limit.
No limit in high school?
No.
Reardon, another visit with Boudreau. The pitch is in the dirt. And a good job by the BG catcher to move.
This is a situation where you've got to attack. You know, Boudreau's got to do what he did to get those 2 strikeouts to end last inning. He's just got to attack.
Agree. Pitch. Hammered to left and deep. It's going to be a long run for Thibault. It's over his head.
Yep.
Bedford with another 2-out extra base hit and going for 3 and going to get there. Wow, a triple to left for La Rochelle and a 4-0 Bedford lead.
Well, I said attack. The one who did the attacking was La Rochelle because he just pounded that ball. But you know what? Timo and left came in a little bit.
Misread it?
Well, not to the point where maybe if he did misread slightly. And what it did was it took away a chance for him to make a spectacular catch.
Pounded to third base. Mativier up with it cleanly and a nice throw. 3 out, but another run for Bedford.
Right, yeah, they're attacking him on.
After 2 are out.
Yep, Thibault took 2 steps in, maybe a step and a half, 2 steps, stopped, and that took away any chance he had of going back to get that ball.
Yeah, that plus he was playing shallow to start with.
He was.
No chance to
Right.
catch it.
He had a long
it probably
way.
cost him the fact that he got to third base. If he
Yeah.
had done what you said and like had a good jump on it, he probably would have kept him at second.
Yep,
But
that's what I thought
but
too.
he wouldn't have caught it. It was a great hit. Again, got to give it to Bedford to be able to drive the ball to the wall in this weather twice.
Yeah, that's one of those hits where you've got to start back on it right away. Otherwise, you're not going to have a chance, and that's what he did not do, and
Right.
didn't have a chance at it. And again, triple. You know, leadoff hitter is going to put a ball over an outfielder's head.
Yep.
You expect 2 and possibly 3, and that's where we are right now. 4-0 here as we go into the bottom of the 4th.
Dominic Monaco, Max Reardon, and Ryan Haskell do up the 3-4-5 hitters for the Cardinals. You can just, in baseball, you can just kind of forget the last game. They lost Bedford lost 18-0 to Pinkerton. They're 1-2 on the season. BG had won their first 2 games by, I think, a combined 23-24 to nothing.
Yeah, BG pounded it, 13-3, and I forget what the other score was, but it was they put up 24 runs in 2 games.
11-0, yeah.
Yep,
I think it was
24 in 2 games.
Yeah,
so,
and
you know, but again, John, opposition.
Yep.
Pitcher, who's the pitcher? You know, it's it all depends on who's on the mound and also, you know, what you guys do in the field. You know,
right?
It's high school baseball's. It's really a simple equation. Who makes the least number of mistakes is going to win the game usually.
Yeah.
Guertin's made 2 critical mistakes. And even that play at first base on the force out, attempted double play, was that ball dropped?
Yeah, Tom. Basically, it went right through the glove.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Monaco.
can't assume a double play.
Yeah, you can't assume it wasn't an error.
So
but
it's not an error. You ruled it as a
Yeah.
fielder's choice, but that's a play that's got to be made too.
No, it was a great turn by Kaplow, actually.
Yeah, no, I thought so too. So those things have to be done in order to to produce wins against good teams.
Dominic Monaco skies one to left.
Yeah, he just got under that.
And it's put away out there by Dom Tagliaferro.
You know, Guertin's hit a couple of balls on the nose and and the Cardinals have nothing to show for it.
Max Reardon was one of the guys that did exactly that. He lined out to left his only time up. John Collins with Tom King and our cameraman Tim O'Neill here at historic Holman Stadium on a Boston Marathon Monday, April 2022. Strike over the outside corner as Giuliano gets ahead of the hitters more times than not. Foul tipped into the mitt, and quickly down 0-2 is Max Reardon. Giuliano working quickly, and timeout trying to break up his rhythm for Reardon, who steps right back in there. The 0-2 pitch, not wasting one at all. That one's up the silo and right in front of us. Nope, over us actually. 0-2 as Reardon fouls it off. Ryan Haskell on deck for the Cardinals. The 0-2 pitch, curveball, foul.
A good 0-2, but it
Yeah.
had too much of the plate. Had he put that maybe towards the outer part, he might have had him fishing.
Right.
Guertin still looking for their first base hit. Yeah, an error and a walk last inning.
That's how they got their runners,
Yeah.
yeah. In the dirt. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for that error that you just mentioned, it would have been 9 up and 9 down for Ryan Giuliano, Bedford pitcher.
Believe me, as I was standing out there freezing, I was almost a little disappointed it wasn't 9 up and 9 down.
Yeah, but he has not yet given up a hit. The 1-2. That one was about a 50-footer.
Hit the batter, but not in the air. Boy,
Well,
I think that ball.
I
I think
think it hit the catcher, Tom.
Did it hit the catcher? I thought
Catcher, the umpire, because if it did hit the batter, that's actually still counts as
even
a
if
hit
it
by
hits
pitch.
the ground.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Thought it hit.
If you like bounce it on the ground and it hits the batter on the up bounce, it's still a hit by pitch. Three and two. And how quickly is Giuliano working there? Oh, I am surprised.
Oh wow!
That's a walk, though. Reardon.
Yeah, I'm at an
fortunate.
angle, John. You got it. You've got more of a centered angle over
I do,
the plate.
and yet I thought I saw him call that a strike earlier.
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, I thought some call a lot of balls that down and away a strike. Yep.
So BG does have their third base runner. Second walk. And here's Ryan Haskell. 4-0. Bedford leads. Ground ball right side, slowly hit. To his left is Muir. Max Muir makes the play. That's Maddox Muir, excuse me. And it is the second out of the inning. And Giuliano will take that as he gets Haskell, the designated hitter, out.
Here comes Luke Anderson. If people remember watching him on ETV this winter, he's the one who shoots all the threes for Bishop Guertin on basketball.
Yeah, but that's right.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. Bunting, and it's foul.
Yeah, that's an interesting play because
Rolo's not really deep at
no,
third.
he's not. He's not. He's not. No, he's not.
It's kind of
And-
wise, actually,
Yeah.
to Anderson's plan.
Yeah, pretty much.
The 0-1 pitch,
And I wonder about the plan
up and away.
because you got a runner in scoring position.
Right,
You know, why give
Yeah.
yourself up at this stage?
with 2 outs, yeah.
Yeah.
That's up and away. What Anderson doesn't want to do is walk another runner here with 2 outs and a 4-0 lead. Swing on and missed. Strike 2. Brandon Mativier is on deck. How many strikeouts do you have for Giuliano right now, Tom?
Well, hold on. Well, let's see this pitch and then I'll take a look.
Strike 3. There's another one. That
All
ends
right.
the inning. 4-0. Bedford leads through 4 full.
5.
5.
Five
That's what
and
I have
4
too.
innings, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But that was,
Got one in every inning.
Yeah, and Anderson, helped him out a little bit with the bunt attempt that went foul.
Yeah, and that was up out of the zone too, I think. So
yeah, I just think if you got a runner in scoring position, you're down by one. Just get a hit, get a hit to drive him in.
Yeah.
Nobody on, that's a different story. That's a good play. If nobody's on and you try to bunt for a base hit, make Bedford make a mistake, try to force the mistake. Maybe that's what he's trying to do too, is force the mistake, figuring, we'll get the runner over to third. But the problem was you had 2 outs. So at that point, I just don't think the bunt is worth it.
So the game was moved from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We welcome our BC TV Bedford cable viewers to our Nashua TV telecast here on Boston Marathon Monday. And first thing I thought when they moved the game to 4 to 6, I go, they did that because Tom King he's got to pick up his prize money down at the marathon.
No, John, it's just I'll tell you what, this is
and all the pictures.
This has happened so many years in a row. My marathon training is basically walking down the driveway to the mailbox and back. And every year, for some reason, I pull a hamstring. I don't understand how that happens. I don't understand how that happens, but every year it happens, and I've got to forfeit the number.
But it turns out it wasn't because of the Boston Marathon Tom King issue. It was because Bedford had busing issues.
Yep.
And Tom, you said you're familiar with that because of what happened in a tennis match. Right?
Well, it was a South Bedford, 2 of the top teams in Division I in an early season match, and when you have some open dates, you're able to be proactive as an athletic director and athletic administration if you check the weather, which they do probably every hour during the spring season. And with bad weather, it was forecast for midweek a couple of weeks ago. So a Wednesday match was moved up to Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and Bedford, evidently that change, Bedford at that time, was not able to get the bus at the time they, wanted for the 4 o'clock.
That one hit him, and the umpire hasn't called it, though. They're going to throw to first.
And Cy Tebbets says out.
And see, the umpires didn't see what the Bedford and I think a few BG players saw, which is the ball come up and hit Ryan Giuliano in the box.
Yep.
Now they're going to have a conversation, and if neither umpire has any idea that hit the batter, I think that's going to stand.
Yeah, it's going to stand. So, he's going to be out.
Yeah, it's kind of a second quirky call play here in this game.
But at least BG had the sense to throw the ball to first base.
Yes. They almost didn't. They were kind of coached to do it.
Yeah, so
but
Giuliano is out. But anyway, Bedford could not get a bus for 4 o'clock for a 4 o'clock match, so the match didn't start till close to 5. And, John, they ended up playing the last 2 doubles matches in pitch black. Not completely, but I'd say the last 3 games of both matches were played in the dark.
Tom, there's 2 outs on consecutive pitches here.
Yes, how about that, huh?
Dominic Monaco goes over, gloves that ball in the foul territory, which there's plenty of here at Holman. And 2 up, 2 pitches, 2 down.
I mean, Boudreau's pitched well. I can't fault what he's done on the mound. He's given up 2 big hits off his fastball.
Yeah, it should be 2-0 at the most right now.
Yeah, 2-0 is what it should be. Yep.
Yeah, but that's another 2-pitch at bat there.
Oh, nice hop, huh? You don't get
good throw.
You don't get many good hops like that at Holman
Luke
Stadium.
Anderson will take that one.
Oh, he'll take that any day of the
nice
week.
Basketball court hop.
As we head to the bottom of the 5th with a 4-0 game in favor of Bedford here at historic Holman Stadium. Nashua's Silver Knights on their Facebook page the other night focused in and took a close-up shot of the Jackie Robinson number that's on the brick wall out there in left field.
Oh,
Jackie Robinson
42.
Day.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was was that the 75th, right?
75th what?
No, 50th anniversary of Robinson.
Oh,
Jackie Robinson Day, 50th
52.
anniversary. 50th anniversary. So, and the reason I asked that is, was it 50?
Pete just said
75. Had to be.
70? 70? Okay.
50, we're all
Are you talking about 52 to 22?
over 50, so I don't remember that
Had to be.
happening.
If it goes, are you talking about 1952 to 2022? Is that how it goes? But anyway.
No, it wouldn't have been, John. It would have been in the 40s when Jackie Robinson played because
48.
Because
Okay.
here was when
Yeah.
it was 47, 1947.
47, so it is
it was
75.
75 years.
Yep.
And the reason I asked that is 25 years ago for the 50th, they had a big ceremony here at Holman Stadium.
Oh, you're dating yourself now.
Oh, yeah. 1997. I covered it.
Oh boy, yeah. That's
Daniel
right.
Webster College played a game here.
Oh yeah.
And I believe, and
Ground ball,
play.
diving play to his left, but can't come up with it. Armin Rolo. That'll go
that'll
as the
go as
first
a
hit.
That's a hit. Yep. That'll go as a hit. So Guertin finally off the schneid with a base hit.
So it's Brandon Mativier who's aboard. And now the 8-hitter Dante Nieto. Mativier had struck out, but infield hit. And BG trying to come up with a much needed rally here, trailing 4-0 in the 5th of a 7-inning game. Giuliano stumbles off the mound in that throw to first base, and credit to him, he still was able to be accurate with the throw. Nieto waiting the pitch. Hit to center, but right at La Rochelle.
Yeah, who misjudged it. He thought it was going to go right to him, and he found out he had to run in.
Run in. Yeah, the most surprising, well, two of the most surprising plays in this game were to see the Bedford batters able to hit the ball over the heads of the BG center and left fielders, because it's ball's not going to be carrying a lot today. You feel a little what breeze there is coming straight in, and it's cold.
But John, back to the Jackie Robinson thing. There was a
Yeah.
big ceremony because, if I'm not mistaken, Roxy Campanella was here.
Oh, yeah.
And Newcomb was Don Newcomb, I believe, still alive. Was on by camera
Nice.
because the event in the morning was talked about because of Nashua's involvement in breaking the color barrier as well, and the event was talked about. It was a focus of Good Morning America
Yep.
on ABC.
Big doings
Yeah, it was a big event.
on the 50th.
Yep, big event.
So
And-
Luke Korkolakos up there took a strike at the top of the zone. Let's see what Giuliano comes up here. The runner goes. It's a pop-up. Having to scramble back to the bag is Mativier,
Well,
and
he
he
can-
will get there.
He'll get there. No one was there. Infield fly. So
Korkolakos pops out, and 2 outs following the infield single. Back to the top of the order. T-Bolt has been on with a walk. He has struck out. Leadoff batter for BG. Coming to bat for the 3rd time, his 3rd look at Ryan Giuliano in this game. We are in the bottom of the 5th. 4-0. Bedford leads it. Is Giuliano working on a 1-hit shutout to this point. The pitch. High in the air to shallow right.
got to run.
Fairly long run for Crespo, and he gets there.
Oh, nice catch by Crespo. But you know what's going on, John? I think they're losing the ball up in the gray skies.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening because that ball was
it's a
popped
weird
up.
sky
yeah.
right now.
I'd like to blame that on the wind, but there was no wind. If you look out, there's no, the flag was still, there was no wind.
Yeah, there's like a film of white cloud that's not helping. 'Cause
Yeah,
the ball kind of
it's
blends
gray.
in a little bit.
Everything's
Gray.
all gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a silver lining here in the sky, and that's.
And you
because
always look for the silver lining, Tom.
and I never find it either.
No.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's always doom and gloom.
I was trying to be ironic there.
Well, the silver lining in this one, John, is I won't
Yeah,
say it.
yeah, you can't
I
say
can't
it.
say
Because
it.
I almost said it, and
I
you would have
can't
gave me
say
a
it.
hard time for
I'll
saying it.
I'll jinx us.
Yeah. I was actually going to use the word brisk, but that's dangerous.
Just heard Tim O'Neill scream.
Yeah. A little play on the weather. Brisk. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Bedford getting the job done offensively after losing at home to Pinkerton 18-0. They came out and scored a run in the very first inning here, and they got 2 more in the third and another in the fourth. They lead it 4-0. Star of the game has been Ryan Giuliano, the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs, who has figured in 3 of their 4 runs, scored a couple, knocked one in, and also holding Bishop Guertin to just 1 infield hit and no runs. First pitch swinging and fisting it to left field. Anderson's going to go back there and make the catch as he nearly collided with his right fielder, Cam Thibault.
Yeah, that didn't look good, did it?
Yeah, no.
Thibault was in.
Injury averted, though.
Cam Thibault was in shallow. And Anderson comes out. Did not wave his arms because I don't know if he thought he was going to get to it.
Right.
You know, and.
As the skies weirdly lighten here, almost.
Well,
like
we had the lights on, so.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that light's
are taking more effect, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Carter Crowley, the designated hitter, looks at a couple of balls outside the zone.
Not much more time. Today is the 18th of April. May 27th will be the opener for the Nashua Silver Knights. Can you believe it's here, or almost here already?
May 27th.
May 27th here at Holman Stadium.
It's coming up fast. They seem to play a lot of games last season. Is that going to happen again? The schedule?
They cut the schedule by 4. I believe it's 64.
All right. Still a lot. A lot of chances to come out here and enjoy Silver Knights baseball.
Yeah, I think 32.
Is that fair? A foul down the right field line. It's going to slice foul.
It's going to slice foul, yeah.
Into
No man's
dirt.
land.
Yeah.
No one warming up in the Guertin bullpen, which tells me that if Boudreau's either they're planning on him going the distance, or if they have to make a change, it's going to be a position player coming in.
How about, speaking of cold starts, Clayton Kershaw came out of the game. He was throwing a perfect game through 7. He had 6 outs to go.
Yeah, what people forget about that is that Kershaw had arm trouble last year and his season ended early. So people forget that.
Yeah.
That Kershaw was put on a shelf at the end of the season. So, and with a shortened spring training.
Ball 4.
With a shortened spring training, you're going to give him a limit. And when he reached it, that was going to be it.
Yeah, and it was it.
And that was it. And while it's a great situation, Dave Roberts has got the big picture to look at.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is the pitcher's health. So I don't think that that's such a bad decision by Roberts, given the fact that the pitcher was injured the year before.
Right.
Had that not been the case, I might have stretched, See, the problem is, John, if you stretch him out for another inning and he's still perfect, then you got to go the distance, right?
Yeah. You're committed?
You're committed.
Yeah.
You can't, if you take him out after 7, it's not as bad as if you take him out after 8.
Yeah, you're right. That would have been worse.
That would have been worse.
Yeah.
So, and so Roberts has to gauge that. And Kershaw did not have a problem with it.
I understand the logic and the points that you just made, but I just love the quote from Ferguson Jenkins. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't.
Right, so
but
Ferguson, we were just talking about old-time baseball players with Campanella and Newcomb and those guys, Jackie Robinson. As ball is strike, it's up. Apparently, 2-1 is the count.
Yeah,
to
Boudreau's
Patrick
getting a
Folis.
little tired. You can tell.
Only one out.
Once you leave pitches up, that means you're a little tired.
So Fergie Jenkins said, even if I had a broken pitching arm,
he would not have rolled the ball
over the plate.
Right.
He would not have come out of the game.
Right. No,
but
Kershaw's a little different,
Yeah.
And you don't forget Jenkins pitched in a different era.
Oh yeah. We always carved to right. This one looks like it's going to go foul.
I lost that ball off
way
the bat.
down the line.
I lost that ball off the bat right away. Did not see it. But
We talk about the anniversary all the time. I think it was Marischal against Tiant. It was a game that went like 15 innings, and the starters stayed in the early 60s.
Oh, did Tiant ever pitch in the National League?
No, he wasn't Tiant.
I don't think he did. He pitched for
Marischal
Cleveland.
and-
He pitched for Minnesota, I think, before he pitched for Boston.
Oh, I can almost remember the guy's name. Warren Spahn. Spahn against Marischal. I think it went something like 15 innings, and Spahn ended up winning, and
they went the whole way.
they went the whole way.
Wow, look
1-0
at the
the final.
Baltimore Orioles of 1971. four 20-game winners.
Oh, right. Pitching.
There goes
known
the
for
runner.
pitching. Ripped foul, and playing with all aspects of Holman Stadium right now is Patrick Folis.
Yep, he's hit it all over the place. So, but it's a different deal.
A different era.
You know, look at the
Completely.
pictures, you know, that Billy Martin had with the Oakland A's back in 1981, and a lot of those pictures will tell you that Martin killed their arms.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know.
Whoever's got that
They walked
complete
them.
game record, that one is safe. Whatever that pitcher is that has the complete game record in Major League Baseball, that'll never be threatened
No,
again.
never will be. A complete game is a feat. And right now, you wonder if Boudreau's going to make it because he's walked two, and we're
I guess
going to.
the plan was for him probably to go the distance, but it's not working out too good right now. Bedford's trying to take advantage late. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning, and Patrick Folis walks. 2 walks in the inning. Tagliaferro, the 9-hitter, is up, and this is a must-get, you would think, for Jake Boudreau right now. The pitch. Bunted. And throw to first base is in time. Good stretch.
Yep, not a bad play.
That might have been Max Muir covering the second baseman.
And now you've got your triples hitter. And
Was that Muir that made that play? It was 1-4?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
There's 2 outs.
2 out. Runner is second and third, so they give up the out with 1 out and make it an opportunity for Ethan LaRochelle, who hit a booming triple to left his last time up. LaRochelle with a run scored and a run batted in this game. Class of 2022, he's a senior. First pitch swinging, and he cues it off the end of the bat. Strike 1.
Let's see how Boudreau pitches him. He off speed the first pitch on the outer part of the plate.
Folis leads off second, and Carter Crowley off a third.
Got
Very
him.
high to the right side.
Got him off stride with an off-speed pitch. Got to make that play. They do, and Guertin gets out of it.
Evan Kaplow, the second baseman for BG, calls everybody off, and it is the third out. Bedford leaves 2 runners in scoring position. Big out there, Boudreau. Still in line to go the distance, but BG has a pitcher warming.
You're actually still in line to go the distance too, huh? John Collins?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I am looking at the clock every moment, but yeah, I've got a
One in the 6th.
other commitment at 8 o'clock, and it looks like I might be able to get
Well,
it
we'll
all
see.
in. Let's see.
We'll see. It would have if home team was up for it.
Yeah, the home team looks like they're going to bat in this.
Yeah.
Because they'll have to,
Oh yeah.
barring a 5-run inning here for BG, which is not impossible.
No, but that won't. That'll make
put
you,
me
that'll
out of
put you out of. That'll put you out
That'll
right
be a
away.
20,
yeah.
30-minute inning if that happens.
Exactly. Chilly night here at Holman Stadium with Bishop Guertin trailing 4-0 against the Bedford Bulldogs.
Chilly night tonight, but it hopefully won't be on July 4th, Tom.
Well, the Silver
Nashua
Knights.
Silver Knights.
11 a.m.
What?
11 a.m.
Pete didn't tell me that part
Yes.
of it.
Oh, he didn't tell you that one, huh?
He didn't know. He said, this is the first time they've had a July 4 game here?
John, the Nashua Pride played a July 4th game back in 2001, if I'm not mistaken, of the year.
Butch Hobson?
Yes,
era?
they played a late morning, early afternoon game. Yep, we're out of here by 3 or 4 o'clock, I think, or
So 11 a.m. on July 4th.
11
a
a.m.
home game, a rare home game here
against
at Holman.
Worcester, who was scheduled to host their July 4th, but they were doing theirs at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So they're not really giving up a whole lot here. So 1 o'clock, 11 a.m. here. In other words, Worcester wasn't giving up a fireworks night or anything else like that because
Yeah.
I believe the Woo Sox were home as well that night. And, I think that probably a smart move on Worcester's part to get out of town. And
Oh, yeah.
you got the same owner for both teams, so he's going to make money one way or the other, right?
Right.
So, although there's a lot of different aspects to it. That pitch is a high and in, 3-0. A lot of different aspects to it. I think the first 500 adults to buy tickets or get or to order tickets are getting in free. The kids 12 and under will be admitted free, and there's going to be all sorts of games and things like that. Ooh, that's a sharp hit.
Off the end of the bat, though, it's going to get
drops.
down.
Well, I thought he had a beat on that one, John, and that fooled me.
Yeah.
Ball not carrying as much right now.
Yeah, definitely toward the end of the bat, Tom. That helped Kaplow's cause in that instance, as it didn't get anywhere close to the right fielder, Crespo.
So here goes BG with
2,
the
3,
leadoff
4
hit.
hitters due up, and now it's Monaco, the leadoff batter aboard. First pitch swinging, also off the end of the bat, but this one's going to reach Crespo in right. Kind of a flick of the wrist there by Monaco, but probably wishes he got jammed a little more.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
and also probably, Giuliano, I'd like to see him throw more pitches. I'd like to see the Guertin hitters kind of put him, he was 3-0 on the hitter earlier.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them make him work rather than swing at the first pitch.
Giuliano into the stretch, looking over his shoulder at Kaplow, who's not likely to go in this situation with BG down 4-0 here in the 6th.
That is just one of the, that was, look, he got a good pitch to hit, so he drilled it, but it just hung up there. But that just drives me nuts when you have a pitcher, and that's not the case here because Giuliano wasn't walking people.
He wasn't struggling, yeah.
If you got a pitcher struggling on the mound in the majors, I've seen it over and over again this year already, struggling on the mound, can't find the plate.
And guys, the first pitch swinging?
Next guy comes up, he's got runners on base, next guy comes up, first pitch swinging. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Just not good baseball IQ at all. That ball's hammered foul.
Yeah, Reardon pulling his hands in on the inside fastball, but can't keep it fair. And it's 1-2, 1 out and 1 on here in the BG 6th inning, trailing 4-0.
So, yeah, I guess they're going to have games, dunk tank and everything else, all sorts of stuff here. Expanded kind of a kids area that day.
July 4th weekend?
Yeah. Well, July 4th.
Okay.
In other words,
itself.
a lot of the things the city does for the kids in the morning, the Silver Knights will do. We'll take that over.
What day of the week is July 4th on? Do we know?
I believe it's a Monday.
A Monday.
Yep. Monday, July 4th.
And you are one day off. July. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got July.
Ooh, up and in.
No, you're
swung
right.
on and missed.
I'm wrong. 12. It's
Swung
a
on
Monday.
and
You're
missed
right.
by Reardon.
So that's a strikeout that Giuliano has had one in, I think, every inning.
Yep.
Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
And the
5,
Silver
6.
Knights are doing the multi-holiday this year. They're playing here on Memorial Day at 1 o'clock.
Good year.
Yeah. The Memorial Day game, I wonder how many they'll be able to draw. That's going to be that's one you try to sell, maybe sell to veterans groups, things like that.
Oh yeah.
That should be a pre-sell for any team that's going to play home on Memorial Day.
0-2 quickly on Ryan Haskell.
If I'm not mistaken, the Red Sox have that day off.
That's strange.
Yeah.
They never usually let major leaguers have that day off.
Yeah, they
Top
do.
toward the mound. Giuliano off, fielding his position. And nice footwork over there at first base to glove the high throw.
Boy, the leadoff hit, and Guertin cannot make anything of it as we go to the 7th inning.
Ryan
It's
Giuliano,
4-0.
impressive on the mound for Bedford.
Boy, is he ever.
Yep.
Couple times looked like he was overthrowing and needed to shorten his stride.
Good command on a cold night.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yep. No activity
look,
in the
Jake,
Bedford bullpen either.
Look, Jake Boudreau's had good command too. He just had two good hitters. You know, got beat by 2 good hitters, and the other times defense let him down. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. I think that's Luke Anderson pitching now. Is it? Oh no, am I wrong? Is it 2? Or
12,
is it?
right?
It is 12 still.
It's 12
I'm sorry.
Still, yeah, it looks like.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's 12.
Boudreau is 6. So that would be.
So that's not Boudreau.
No, that's Granville. Did he come in last
He
inning?
must have come in last inning.
Last
he pitched
inning.
the whole time.
All right, Cooper
yeah.
Granville.
So I was wondering, yeah.
Sorry,
so
folks.
That's,
Yeah.
So Granville is in now for Bishop Guertin.
Right,
They
Granville.
did not. The umpire usually
Nobody
will signal
announced it.
up, you know,
No.
and then there was no signal given. So
Right.
So Boudreau goes. I was wondering. I didn't. Think
Yeah,
they
he
would-
went
I
5.
didn't think they would want him to go 7. In this
Right,
game.
right. They just did it. Scott Painter just made the change between innings.
Yep.
Nothing about taking
Right,
him
but
out.
still, the umpire needs to signal. up.
Yeah. Okay.
Good umpires will do that,
Cooper
mean,
Granville,
but probably figure
veteran umpires. Let's
Well,
qualify
yeah.
that.
Well, probably figure that there's no PA announcer. That's
Oh
why.
yeah.
So
Right. Top 7. Bedford hunting for insurance runs. This Cooper Glanville is the pitcher.
look, there's somebody else.
Granville
walking.
is
Somebody
also a
else
third
walking
baseman.
Walking in shorts on the cover.
It's shocking. Oh yeah, short sleeves and shorts.
Give me a break. We just had a patron come in here with a winter coat on, gloves, and a scarf, and a blanket. And this guy's in shorts.
Yep. Hardy Soul. Filed off to the right. 1-2 is the count.
Yeah, I was tempted to wear shorts a couple times on my marathon training walks down the driveway and back, but back in February and
Yeah.
March, but I didn't do it.
I'm impressed by the kids that are wearing short sleeves playing the game. Cade Corbett, the batter, for instance. He's the catcher, though. He's probably gotten warm behind the plate by all that activity. Catching. Golf's one to left. It's going to hang up there.
Went down and got it, but it did hang up.
Yep, and it's a fly out to left field. D-Bolt was right there, and Corbett's retired. 1 up, 1 down, and here is the pesky Ryan Giuliano, who has scored twice, has an RBI on that missed double play that I assume because you can't assume the double play, Tom.
You don't.
You give him the RBI
Right. No,
on the ground ball to short on a tailor-made double play ball? What do you think?
Fielder's choice.
It is a fielder's choice, but I think unless they get a double play on you, it's still an RBI.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's advanced scoring question.
Yeah, it is. That is. So
It's
you have to wonder about that.
Because I know if you hit into a double play with a man on third, they don't give you the RBI.
Right.
Now what happens?
So what if the ball sails over the first baseman's head? That's not going to be an RBI.
You wouldn't
That's
think so,
That's
right?
going to be an obvious error. It's going to be ruled an error.
Wow, I am intrigued. I think you might be right.
Yep.
Even though it wasn't an egregious error as Giuliano bounds out. I mean, he's probably happy to go back to the dugout. He won't have to run around again and
Right.
gird up for the final inning. And here is J.J. Crespo, who's walked and hit the big, actually it could prove to be the game-winning hit if the score stays the same. He hit the ball to the wall about the Enterprise Bank sign out there on a couple of hops. Back in the first inning, a 2-out double to plate Bedford's first run. Crespo, the right fielder, batting in the cleanup spot for the Bulldogs. Good-looking hitter. 1-1.
Question is, will Bedford's starter finish the game? Will he come out?
I don't see any warming up.
Well, yeah. I don't
Off the
either.
end of the
right
bat.
There. Lined right to him.
And that is the third out.
Yeah, exactly.
Soft liner off the bat of Crespo, and Bedford will take a 4-0 lead into the final frame. Bottom of the 7th we go. BG needs to rally.
Just a cold night. Billy Chapman had his players on the move, running, the first half of the game, and that...
This isn't really a sports
stunning.
question, so you won't hold it against you if you don't know this, Tom. But do you know what Kevin Costner's character's name was in?
No, you wondered about
For
that
the Love
before-
of the Game.
Yeah, no, you wondered
you didn't
about
know
that
that,
before
right?
the game, but
Yeah.
I did not know.
It's Billy Chapel, like the church.
Chapel, not Chapman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But still a good baseball name, Billy Chapman. Sounds like Billy Chapel.
Only
Did you like that
coach-
movie? Did you see it?
I don't believe I did.
For the Love of the
I
Game?
may have. I'm not sure. Don't know.
It's good. One of 2 movies
I've
about
already told
baseball,
you
at
bef-
least, that Kevin Costner's done. Has he done just 2?
And the other one was
The iconic.
Field of
Field of
Dreams.
Dreams.
And that's a movie I just never bought into.
Did you watch the Field of Dreams Major League game this past summer? Last summer?
Then I watched
With the
Well,
Yankees?
yeah, the Yankees blew it. I had it on.
Yeah.
And, I had it on, and I was doing work in another room.
That was a
back and forth, back and
fantastic
forth.
game.
It was
though.
a great game.
Aaron Judge hit 2 homers, right?
Yeah, Yankees should've
One
won.
was they
Yankees-
should have won.
Yankees should have won.
Yeah. And I think the White Sox closer blew it a save because Judge took him deep, and then White Sox ended up winning on a walk-off homer.
Yeah, they did.
So Ryan Giuliano with having a dreamlike game tonight in the brisk April air. Has
2 hits for Guertin.
Just 2 hits.
An infield hit and a line drive to right field.
Eckersley was talking about the Twins pitcher, the relief pitcher with a 6-run lead, trying to paint. And he said it with disdain, of course.
Oh,
He wants he wants that relief pitcher to come right after the
drives
6-run
you
lead,
nuts. Throw,
Well,
strikes.
This is a man right after Dennis Eckersley's own heart right here. Ryan Giuliano coming right after the batter. 1-2. Swung on
there.
and missed, strike
There
3.
you go.
Boy, he has been impressive today. Ryan Giuliano with yet another strikeout. BG down to the last 2 outs. Brandon Mativier, the batter. And the pitch outside and low. Mativier got the first hit for Guertin, an infield single in the 5th, batting here in the bottom of the 7th. Strike 1 over the outside corner. I think he's going to throw the curveball here. Just soft curve. Nope. High fastball.
Fastball. It didn't quite have a lot of mustard on it, but
Yeah.
2-1. So if I'm him, I just
I always
go,
guess along as a hitter.
I just
here.
go
I'm
steady.
looking for that soft
I
curve
go
right
steady
now.
diet of fastballs if I'm him.
Oh, yes. You're
He
right.
does, and
It gets hammered to right center. Nice
yeah,
hit by
nice hit.
Mativier.
Yeah, he's got 2 hits on the right.
Yeah, you're right. He's not messing around. He's just throwing the ball over the plate
Right.
with a 4-run lead.
Yep.
1 out. But nice hit by Mativier to try to start something here with 1 out.
Now it's Kukulak. Is it? No, it's
Dante
Nieto.
Nieto was
Dante Nieto,
flied
yeah.
out a couple of times.
One was sharply hit.
It was to the right fielder, and a nice sliding catch. I think that was J.J.
Yes, it
Crespo
was.
with one of the defensive gems of the game, robbing Nieto of a hit. Strike
Crespo
1.
With a good defensive play and a big RBI double
Yes.
in the first, which is the only run Bedford has really needed, although they're up 4-0.
The 0-1 pitch up and away to Dante Nieto. He's got one of those shin guards on the inside of his left leg, his lead leg. Curveball finds the inside corner. That's just nasty right there.
That is.
Good sharp break on it.
That is a tough pitch.
You are not looking for that.
No. And it's in a spot where you really can't
No.
even hit it.
Unless you know it's coming.
You knew that was
and
coming.
even so, yeah, it's the
He was
fastball right on the
just a
top.
tad late.
No waste pitch there from
No. Now I'm looking for the soft curve
Giuliano.
here. I am.
Yeah.
Looking for him to snap it, but it might go too far outside. Let's see what he does.
Well, he's in the driver's seat, Tom, right now with the count 1-3 on the scoreboard. That's an assumption on the scorekeeper's part, I think.
And there's
strike
the soft
3.
curve.
There it is. It's the psychic at the controls.
Cardinals down to their final out.
You were right, Tom. He broke it off of the curveball, and it was too close to take.
No, you had to go get it, but it had him off stride.
Well,
so here we go.
It's not over right now, but this is a masterpiece here by Giuliano, actually. Down and away.
Every time he throws that ball down and away,
he comes back with.
Well, it's a footing issue. He seems to lose his footing. If you notice that,
he's going to groove this.
He looks back at the mound every time.
See if Korkalakos can straighten it out. He grooved it.
Yep.
1-1.
No reason not to.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't want to like.
You are pitching to number 9.
You can't. You got to assume he's not going to walk you at this point, though. He hasn't really walked anybody much. 1-1. That one's up and in.
He has 1 walk in this game. Walked Reardon in the 4th.
Ooh, that must have been low. 2 balls and 3 balls in 1 strike.
3-1.
Yeah, as soon as I said he's not going to walk you, it's on his way to walking somebody.
Well,
a 9-hitter. He doesn't want to walk the 9-hitter with a 4-run lead. The pitch up and away, and he did. Oh,
yeah.
I jinxed him. I called it a masterpiece.
You sure did.
And now he's got 2 on.
2 on.
And the lead
with
batter
2
off.
out and
Cam
1, 2, 3.
Tebow.
Cam Tebow, who's one. I think.
He's going to have.
In my mind, Cam Tebow is one of the best hitters.
And he's got his 4th look right here at Giuliano.
Struck out, walked. I'm sorry, there's 2 walks issued by three walks now issued by Giuliano.
That's a strike.
Tebow struck out, walked, and fly to center.
Giuliano. Tom, this is going to be my last batter, one way or the other. I've got to get Mosey in and see what happens. The 0-1 pitch. Oh, nasty curve. It started at the batter and broke over the plate.
Yep.
0-2 is the count. And the way he's been operating, Giuliano is not going to waste this. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Cam Tebow. Fouled off.
Just barely got a piece of it.
Good spoil that time by the BG leadoff hitter. Trying to keep the inning alive. Team's trailing 4-0. If he gets on base, the tie run comes to the plate.
Curveball probably.
Golf
And
to
a
left, base hit. They're going to hold him up at 3rd.
Yeah, bases loaded. Tying
I got to
run
see what
comes to
happens
the
here.
plate.
I got to stay one more
We're
batter.
going to stay one more batter, John Collins. All right.
Evan Kaplow, I can't miss this. Oh, boy. Evan Kaplow with an opportunity here.
Who singled.
Look how deep the outfielders are.
Yep.
They are respecting his ability.
Sure you're going to be able to make this,
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you got a bound visit that's going to take a little time because not only is Chapman coming out to give some instructions to his team, he's also coming out to check his pitcher to see how his pitchers feel.
Oh, this is tough, Tom.
I've been there, John.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
have.
there.
Clock
Been there.
watching.
Clock watching the whole bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, boy. It just had to be, didn't it?
Yeah, I
Just
knew
had to be.
it wasn't going to work out for you. I knew it wasn't. It would have been too good to be true to get that 3rd out right away.
Man.
And now bases loaded. 2 outs, nobody on, and now we have bases loaded. Well, no, it was 2 outs, 1 on. That's right. Now
And is he taking pitches, Tom? He's probably taking pitches.
Now
right?
visit over, and we will see what Evan Kaplow is going to do. Who's the on-deck hitter?
Number 3 hitter in the order, Dominic Monaco.
Dom Monaco.
He's hitless so far, but he's a lefty. I don't think they're going to pinch hit. Rips it to
That's
center.
gonna be caught.
It's hanging up, and
Yes,
it's
it
caught.
is. And there you go,
The game
John.
ends on a ringing line drive by Kaplow, who was first pitch swinging, and Ryan Giuliano escapes damage in the final inning and does get his shutout.
And you wondered whether he'd be first pitch swinging or not.
I did. And
yes.
you know what? I wanted to say he made the right decision. He just didn't hit it far enough.
Well, 3 or 4 balls hit hard by Bishop Guertin. The 2
Wow.
balls that were hit hard by Bedford were over people's heads, and that's the difference in the game, really. So that's it, everybody.
Yeah.
The final score here is Bishop Guertin losing to Bedford. Bedford 4, BG nothing. John Collins, Tim O'Neill on camera, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. John, have a good night, all right?
Thank you too, Tom.
All right, have a good night, everybody.